For the man who said never, God had the final say. Now we have our miracle baby, Emma, and another on the way. But this journey was not easy. It took a lot of communication, trust, and patience. Maybe you're in a similar spot, feeling frustrated and disconnected because you and your spouse are not on the same page about expanding your family. One of you wants a baby, but the other isn't sure. Or maybe things aren't moving forward like they should with the vasectomy reversal. If this sounds like you, you're not alone. And in this episode, I'm sharing how we work through these challenges to make our dream a reality. Feeling like this whole baby making journey is never going to work out. You've done it all, diet changes, supplements, tracking your cycle, and yet the pregnancy test is negative. It's so frustrating, and you're asking yourself, why isn't this happening for us? I'm Susan Gladstein, a holistic fertility coach and mom to 7, including 2 miracle babies after a vasectomy reversal, and I get it. Being told everything looks fine by doctors while still feeling stuck can leave you feeling hopeless and confused. On this podcast, I'll share practical, natural ways to support your fertility without all the overwhelm. Forget the everything's normal talk and the rush into fertility treatments. I'm here to show you a better way. If you're ready to take practical steps that fit with God's plan for your family, you're in the right place. I truly believe that you can have the baby you've been praying for. When I first met my husband, he was adamant. He did not want a girlfriend. He was never, ever going to get married. So fast forward when we actually started dating and the conversation of having more kids came up, we figured, 5 between us is enough. And the youngest was 2 at the time. So we agreed he'd get a vasectomy. I even drove him to the appointment. And honestly, I went along with it because deep down, I thought it gave me security because if he was with me, it wasn't just because we had kids together. And it's probably because we both had really not great marriages before and we stayed with our partners longer than we should have because of the kids. But over time, something shifted in me. We were married for 9 years, and I started feeling this deep longing for a child with him. And when God spoke to both of us, it was clear we were meant to have a baby together. So for the man who said never, God had the final say. Now we have our miracle baby, Emma, and another one on the way. But let me tell you, this journey was not easy. It took a lot of communication, trust, and patience. And as I reflect on this journey, I realized that there was something crucial that I had to learn in order to make it all work. And that was seeing the good and best intentions in my spouse. I wasn't really taught to look for that. I'd grown up with a lot of pain and honestly, abandonment issues after my dad's suicide when I was 14. And it left me struggling to believe the best in anyone, even the person I loved most. I'd always kind of just expect the worst case scenario and probably believed that my spouse did not care about making me happy. But when I started shifting my perspective, realizing that my husband truly did want the best for me and that I mean the world to him, everything started to change. Maybe you're stuck in your own feelings of not believing your spouse genuinely cares about you because they maybe disagree with you on something. But this is truly where communication is key. Now, you might be in the place where you're not on the same page about expanding your family. Maybe one of you wants a baby, but the other isn't sure. Or maybe the reversal hasn't happened, or it's not moving forward like it should. You might even be struggling because your spouse isn't taking the recovery process seriously or isn't fully committed to post-surgery care that could really help boost your chances. You're feeling frustrated, disconnected, and wondering if this dream will ever come true. But here's the truth. If you and your partner aren't aligned, resentment will creep in. One of you is eager, the other hesitates. That's all normal, but it doesn't mean that it has to destroy your connection. The key to moving forward is communication. So today, I want to share some steps to help you bridge the gap, rebuild trust, and get on the same page. All right, let's dive into how to have those hard conversations, find common ground, and move forward together. So step 1, have the hard conversations even when it feels awkward. I get it. It's tempting to avoid the tough talks, especially when fertility is involved. But sweeping it under the rug, that only breeds frustration. Addressing it head on is the only way to make progress. But why is it so hard to talk about? Because it's emotional. You have a fear of rejection or judgment or fear of an argument. But communication is the bridge that connects your hearts, and you have to start building it. So if you're on the opposite sides of the fence, one of you desperate to move forward, the other overwhelmed or scared or whatever the feeling may be, those feelings are all normal. But here's the thing. Even if your partner doesn't feel the same urgency, it doesn't mean that they don't care about you. Maybe they're just coping with the weight of it differently. So some tips to start the conversation. 1, set the right tone. Start with empathy, not frustration. Something like, I know this is hard for both of us, but I really want us to be on the same page. Number 2, be vulnerable. Share how you feel. Maybe something like, I've been feeling uncertain and I need to know how you feel about all of this. Number 3, avoid blame. Focus on understanding, not accusing. I like to use I feel statements here, especially if you're like the old me who will just assume how someone feels and then use that against them. Number 4, listen more than you speak. Let your spouse feel heard. Don't interrupt, just listen. Number 5, normalize the fear. It's natural. It shows that you both care deeply. Number 6, stay curious, not defensive. When your partner shares doubts, ask questions. And number 7, use faith for comfort. If it's important to you, bring it up in the conversation. I love Jeremiah 29:11 as a great reminder because the Lord does have plans for you. Listen, when you're making big decisions like a vasectomy reversal or fertility treatments, being in sync is everything. It's not just about talking, it's about showing up for each other. The relationship that you build through communication strengthens your fertility. Realistically, if you're stressed out and on edge and feeling resentful, your body is not going to be its most fertile. You don't have to agree on everything, but trust and alignment should be non-negotiables. Without them, resentment and confusion will slowly pull you apart. If you communicate openly, you create a stronger, healthier relationship, which is only going to benefit your future children. And step 2, find common ground and set shared goals. Once you've started the conversation, it's time to figure out what you both truly want. Don't just jump into decisions. Really slow down, talk it through, and align your vision for the future. What does your family look like together? What steps are you both willing to take? What's the middle ground that will make both of you feel supported and heard? Listen, it's okay to compromise, but it does have to be a joint effort. The goal isn't just to get pregnant, it's to make sure you're both fully on board with every step. That's a real key to making this work. And if we're being honest, resentment is quiet but powerful. It often starts small. Maybe one person does more research, makes more changes, and then feels unsupported. And over time, that frustration grows. And when resentment builds, you stop feeling like a team. And again, it'll spike your cortisol and make you less fertile. So here's the good news. You can stop resentment before it takes root. Regular, honest check-ins will help keep those small issues from becoming big problems. So if you're feeling frustrated, acknowledge it. Don't sweep it under the rug. Ask questions like, how are you feeling about this right now? What can I do to support you? And step 3, build trust through support and consistency. Trust is the glue that holds everything together. When one partner feels like they're doing all the work, whether it's researching treatments or keeping up with appointments and supplements, resentment can build. Both people need to feel like they're in this together every step of the way. And consistency is key. Reassure your spouse with your actions, not just your words. Be there emotionally, physically, and consistently. Just commit to showing up every day, no matter what challenges come. Fertility decisions don't have to drive you apart. They can actually bring you closer together. If you're struggling to have these conversations or you need some guidance on navigating the fertility journey after your vasectomy reversal, you don't have to do it alone. That's exactly what our Facebook community is here for. We support each other through real life fertility challenges. You'll get encouragement, tips, access to coaching, whether you're preparing for or recovering from a vasectomy reversal. Or if you need more personalized help, I do offer one-on-one fertility coaching. So if you're ready to tackle the hurdles of pre and post-reversal fertility, boost your chances and give you the support that you need through all of the tough times, go to susangladstein.com/fertility to book your free consultation. Listen, your story is not finished yet. Trust, alignment, and open hearts will bring you closer to the family you've been dreaming of. Thank you so much for joining me on Conceiving After Vasectomy Reversal. I hope you're feeling encouraged and more hopeful on your journey to growing your family. If you enjoyed today's episode, please take a moment to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who could use a little extra support. I absolutely love reading your reviews. They mean the world to me. Like, seriously, words of affirmation are my love language. So let's stay connected. Find me on Instagram at conceivingaftervr and join our Conceiving After Vasectomy Reversal Facebook community for even more support and encouragement. I believe that God placed the desire for a child on your heart for a reason, and I'm grateful to walk alongside you in this season, to encourage you, and to help you find joy in the journey, trusting that His plan is greater than we could ever imagine.
Thanks for listening.